We're going to start a curve-driven pattern, or go over a curve-driven pattern. We have a pretty complex sketch that we're starting with. The most important part of this sketch to make the pattern go the complete distance is that all the way around it must be tangent. So those two are tangent, 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 tangent. As we work our way around this curve, it's tangent all the way around the curve. So if you exit to sketch and extrude it, we're going to extrude it with contours. Choose the contour you wish to extrude and do it 2 inches. To do a curve-driven pattern, we need a path and a feature. So the first thing I want to create is the feature. So I'm going to create a sketch on this front face. I'm going to put a center line that goes between the quadrants. Okay. And then on that center line I'm going to create my sketch. And that hole is going to be 0.25 in diameter. I'm going to go ahead and extrude cut that and cut that all the way through, and that's our feature that we're going to pattern around this outside face. I need a path, so I do my sketch and again sketch on that front face. Well, if you now right click on that outside edge, I can select tangency, which should go all the way around. The reason it goes all the way around is because it's tangent all the way around. If you then offset that and offset 0.625 in, this will be our path. I now have the sketch that is the path and the feature. So we can go up to Insert, Pattern, Curve-Driven Pattern. You're going to need to choose that sketch from the browser. That's our direction. And then Features to Pattern will automatically open up, and you can choose the feature that we wish to pattern along that from the browser as well. We want 31 of them, or 30 of them. We want 30 of them to fill equally spaced along that pattern, or equally space that pattern along the path, 30 of them. And when you say OK, it should pattern along the path. When you're done, you can go up and hide the path that you used to create that. Now let's try one a little more complex. So if we go back to the original boss extrusion and edit that feature, we can do it say mid-plane, so that the sketch plane is in the middle. So if I now create a new path first, I'm going to create a path in the front plane, which is actually in the middle, and then do the same thing I did before, convert those edges. So right click, select tangency, and I can convert that edge into my sketch plane. So that's my path. Get out of that sketch. Now let's make the feature. The feature is going to be a hole. So let's use the hole wizard. Let the hole wizard start. Now the first one we did was just a 2D on the front face. This one, because it changes angles as it goes around the outside, is a 3D sketch. So when you do the position and the 3D sketch, you'll place it away from the line, out here on the surface somewhere. Then hit escape a couple times, because we're now going to put it on our path by right-clicking the path, selecting the midpoint, holding the control key down, selecting the center of our hole, and making them coincident. The biggest part of this is it has to be a 3D sketch, a 3D point, and then move it to the path. Then you can go change your hole. It can be a countersunk hole. Show the custom sizing. They're numbered 8 to 0.266 in diameter hole. So 1/4 inch hole. That's good enough. Just a 1/4 inch, a normal flathead countersunk hole. The far side countersink should come off, and it's not through, it's blind, and it's only about 1.25 deep. So that creates our feature. And we have a sketch that was copied from the outer edge, and we have a feature that was done as a 3D sketch. So now what we can do again is go do our pattern. So it'd be insert, pattern, curve driven pattern. We'll select the curve, which is the sketch from the browser, 30 of them equally spaced, and then feature to pattern would be the hole that we created, and make it tangent to the curve. Again, the only way that this is going to work is if that hole was created from a 3D sketch, so that it can turn as it goes around the outer portion of the pattern. You say OK, it should pattern that hole all the way around. And then you can go back and turn off the sketch that you used to create it from.